The turkey's golden brown, steam rising as I slice through it. It's supposed to be a celebration, right? The holidays. But I'm already counting down the minutes until I can escape. Sarah, my wife, is sitting at the table with her family. Claire, her mom, sitting at the head like she owns the place. And of course, Alex, the golden child, is practically glowing with all the attention he's getting. I carve another slice of turkey, the knife cutting through the meat with a little too much force, trying to keep my grip steady. Claire's voice rings out like the blade. "Oh, Alex," she says, smiling with that fake sweetness. "You're really making strides at the company. I'm so proud of you." Alex nods, soaking it up like he always does. The praise pours out like it's nothing, while I sit here, barely acknowledged. The knife feels heavy in my hand. Did she even notice me? Claire's eyes flick to me for a second, just enough to let me know she's thinking about her next little jab. She's been doing it for years, ever since I married Sarah, always making sure I know that I'm not enough. I'm not like Alex, not like the guy who's got his life figured out. A family business, a fast track to success, everything Claire thinks I should have done but didn't. "John, Claire continues, not even bothering to look at me. "If you just put your mind to it, the business could use someone like you. But, well, we all know you've got different priorities." I can feel the heat in my chest, like I'm suffocating. I want to say something, anything, but Sarah's sitting right there, smiling like she's oblivious. She knows. We've had this conversation before, but her loyalty's always been with her mother. "Yeah, you've got a lot on your plate with work," Alex pipes up, his tone soft. But the edge is there. He's aiming for the win, like he always does. I clink my glass and swallow my wine, the bitterness cutting through the growing knot in my throat. Sarah glances at me, then quickly back at Claire, and I see it, the shift, the quiet conspiracy between them. It's been happening for a while now, but tonight it's worse. The way Claire's talking, the way Sarah's silently agreeing, it's all part of the same game. They've been hinting about my lack of ambition for months, and now Alex is the new darling. I force a laugh. "Well, guess we all can't be as successful as Alex, huh?" The joke falls flat. My smile's just for show. I'm done. I've had enough of being the punchline, the nice guy who doesn't stand up for himself. But tonight I'll make sure they know it. I don't mean to listen. Really, I don't. But the kitchen's only a few steps away, and when Claire starts talking, her voice is as loud as a truck engine. "You need to think about alternatives, Sarah," she says, like it's just a casual suggestion, not the kind of thing you drop on your daughter while she's making mashed potatoes. "You deserve better than this. You deserve someone with ambition, someone who knows what they want." I just listen. The words cut deeper than I thought they would. "Alex has so much potential," Claire continues, her voice smooth and steady, like she's just talking about the weather. "He's got a future. He's a go-getter. You should be looking at someone like him." I feel sick. Alex, that smug bastard, the one who could do no wrong in her eyes. Sarah doesn't say anything at first. I imagine her face tight, conflicted, but too caught up in this web they've been spinning. Then she speaks, her voice small. "I've been thinking about it. A lot, actually." My heart stops. Thinking about it? What the hell does that even mean? "I can't keep living like this," Sarah says, her words barely above a whisper. "John's stagnating. I've tried, Claire. I've tried to make it work, but he's not going anywhere. Not like Alex. I don't even know who he is anymore." I swallow hard, the knife clattering onto the cutting board. Stagnating. That's how she sees me? That's how she sees me? "Are you sure?" Claire asks, like this is a business decision, like she's making a deal. "You've given him enough time, sweetheart. He's never going to change." My world tilts. All the little cracks I've been ignoring, all the times I've felt like I'm standing in the shadow of a woman who doesn't respect me, they're not cracks anymore. They're the foundation. The whole damn thing's been built on lies and manipulation. And I've been blind to it. Blind. I hear Sarah's soft footsteps on the tile. I don't move. The anger rises in my chest, but I keep it buried. I need answers. I need to look her in the eye. When she walks into the living room, she stops short. There's no way she doesn't know I've heard everything. The anger, the hurt. It must be written all over my face. I don't even bother pretending. I just ask the question I should have asked a long time ago. "Is it true?" My voice is calm, but it shakes underneath. "Everything your mother said?" Sarah freezes. For a second, she looks like she's going to lie, but then she does that thing she always does. She starts making excuses. It's not like you think, she says, her voice defensive. It's complicated, John. I just don't know what else to do. You haven't been. Don't. I cut her off, my voice hard now. Don't even try to tell me it's complicated. You don't know what else to do, but I sure as hell do. She flinches, but she doesn't apologize. She doesn't even try to take responsibility. I watch her, and it hits me harder than anything Claire said. She's been planning this for months. I don't want to hear her excuses anymore. I'm done. I walk past her, grab my jacket off the hook, and head for the door. I need space. I need to breathe. The cold air hits me as soon as I step outside. I don't even know where I'm going. I just need to get away, to think. Every step feels heavier than the last, like I'm dragging the weight of everything I've just learned. But I keep walking, needing to get farther from the house, farther from them. I pull out my phone, distracted, scrolling through messages. Then I see it, an email from my boss. My stomach drops. I open it quickly. John, I regret to inform you that due to personal issues, your promotion is now on hold indefinitely. We'll revisit this once things settle. My heart sinks. The timing couldn't be worse. My promotion, gone. Another door slammed shut. I stand there for a moment, just staring at the screen. Everything is falling apart. My job, my marriage, all of it. I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I had a plan. But now I'm just stuck. This is it. I've had enough. I sit down in my usual spot in the garage, the cold concrete floor under my boots, the smell of motor oil still lingering in the air. My eyes wander over the old tools hanging on the wall, gathering dust. It used to be my sanctuary, a place where I could lose myself in a project, focus on something real. But now it feels like a shrine to everything I've lost. I crack open a beer, the hiss of the can loud in the silence. The first sip burns, but it's a kind of burn that feels familiar, like it's been there all along. I lean back, staring at the dim light hanging overhead, and think back to when things were different. Back when Sarah and I were a team. We had dreams, big dreams. I remember how we used to talk about starting our own business, getting out of this small town, building something that was ours. But somewhere along the way, everything changed. It wasn't all at once, but one day I woke up and realized I wasn't the guy she fell in love with anymore. I wasn't the guy I thought I'd be either. And Claire's voice creeps into my head, sharp and clear like a slap. "You're a good man, John," she'd said, her tone almost condescending. "But good enough isn't enough. That stings. It's still stinging. I've been good enough for too damn long. Good enough to be her husband, good enough to be Sarah's support, but never enough to stand on my own 2 feet. And I've had enough of it." I finish my beer, then pull out my phone. For a second, I think about putting it down, about just sitting here and letting things slide. But that's not me anymore. I'm done being the guy who gets overlooked, the guy who stays quiet while everyone else makes their moves. I open my contacts and find my lawyer's number. My fingers hover over the screen for a moment, but then I type it out. "I need to talk to you about a divorce. Let me know when you're free." It's the first step. It feels like a weight has shifted off my shoulders, but I know this is just the beginning. This battle's gonna be long, and I don't know if I've got what it takes to win. But at least now, I'm doing something. I'm taking control. I shove the phone back into my pocket and get up, pacing around the garage. There's a mess of boxes in the corner, stuff I haven't touched in years, old tax records, papers that were long forgotten. I go over, pull one out at random, and start flipping through it. A bunch of old receipts, a few files I haven't even looked at. Then I find it, a box hidden under a stack of dusty papers. My hands shake a little as I lift the lid. Inside are more records, tax returns, business papers from a time before Sarah and I stopped dreaming. I glance through them, and something catches my eye. A detail I vaguely remember from years ago, something I overlooked. It's something I didn't know before, something that could change everything about the divorce, something that could give me the leverage I need. The walls around me feel smaller now, like the whole world's getting a little tighter. I close the box, my mind spinning. This could work. This might be the opening I've been waiting for. But as I sit back down, I know one thing for sure. I'm not going down without a fight. Sunday arrives, and I know it's going to be a shit show. Sarah, Claire, and Alex, my whole family, are already on edge, their tight smiles barely hiding the tension. The air in the house is thick, like everyone's holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. I can feel it in my bones. I walk in, trying to stay calm, but I'm not here to play nice anymore. I'm done being the guy who keeps quiet, who just takes the jabs. No, today it all ends. I spot Claire first, sitting at the kitchen counter, sipping her wine like she's got all the time in the world. Alex is nearby, leaning against the wall, looking smug as hell. I don't waste any time. I walk straight over to Claire, my fists clenched at my sides. She looks up at me, her eyebrows lifting in that condescending way she does, like she's waiting for me to ask her permission for something. Claire, I say, my voice low but steady. We need to talk. She looks confused at first, then her eyes narrow. About what, John? She says, trying to play it off. But I'm not buying it. Not anymore. I know what you've been doing, I continue, my voice gaining strength. Manipulating me. Manipulating Sarah. For years. You've been playing both sides like it's some kind of game, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't see it anymore. Claire stares at me, her lips pressed together tight, refusing to admit anything. I don't know what you're talking about, she says, but the shaky edge to her voice betrays her. Cut the crap, Claire, I snap, stepping closer. I know you've been feeding Sarah this bullshit about me not measuring up, about me being a failure. And you've been pushing her to leave me, to find someone better, haven't you? This whole time, it's been about getting me out of the picture so you can have Alex running the show. Claire's face falls. I see it, the flicker of guilt in her eyes, and that's all the confirmation I need. She opens her mouth, but no words come out. I'm not finished. Sarah's been planning this too, I say, raising my voice just enough for everyone in the room to hear. She's been talking to you about a separation, Claire. You've been putting that idea in her head for months. She's been sneaking money out of our account, while pretending everything's fine. There's a long, stunned silence. The room feels like it's closing in on me, like everyone's holding their breath, waiting for someone to say something. Sarah appears at the edge of the room, her face flushed, eyes wide. John, stop, she says, her voice tight. This isn't what you think. But I don't let her speak, not this time. No, Sarah, I'm done. I'm done pretending I don't see through this whole thing. You've been planning this, and so has your mother, and I'm done letting you both make me the villain. I'm done with the lies. I'm done with you. I watch as the shock settles into her face, her lips trembling, but she doesn't argue, doesn't fight back. She's caught. The tension in the room thickens. Claire shifts uncomfortably, glancing at Alex, who's been standing there the whole time, watching it all unfold with an expression that's too calm, too detached. But then, just as I think I've said everything, Alex speaks up, his voice breaking the silence. You know, he says, his tone almost too casual, it's not just Claire and Sarah you should be mad at, John. I turn to him, narrowing my eyes, confused. I've been sleeping with her, he says, his words slicing through the tension like a knife, for months. For a second, it's like the world stops. Sarah stares at him, her face pale, and I can feel the blood rush to my head, my body buzzing with disbelief. This is the truth. My heart hammers in my chest, but I don't give him the satisfaction of seeing how much it hurts. I just stare at him, feeling like the ground beneath me has cracked open. Is that the final punch, Alex? I ask, my voice dripping with disbelief. You've been sleeping with my wife, and now you want to play the victim? He shrugs, like he doesn't care. And maybe in his mind, he doesn't. But I can't stand the sight of him anymore. Both of them. I turn back to Sarah, who's frozen, looking at Alex with a mix of guilt and something else. Fear, maybe. But it doesn't matter. I'm done with this family. I've had enough. I'm done, I say again. This time, the finality of it hitting me. I don't care what you all do from here on out, but this is the last time I'll let you drag me through the mud. The silence in the room is deafening. Claire, Sarah, and Alex stand there, all of them just waiting for me to break, but I don't. I walk out of the room, leaving them behind in their mess, feeling like I've finally started to take back control. I've had enough. I didn't expect the phone call. The house is quiet after the confrontation. Too quiet. I'm sitting in the office, staring at the papers scattered across the desk. Divorce paperwork, legal stuff, things I don't want to think about right now. But the reality is, this is my life now. I've got to figure it out. Then the phone rings, cutting through the silence. I glance at the screen, expecting to see some solicitor or another annoying relative. But it's not. It's Tom, my father-in-law. I stare at the name for a second, confused. I haven't talked to him in months. Hell, we've barely said 2 words to each other over the years. But here he is, calling me. I answer with a cautious, "Hello, John?" he says, his voice sounding like he's been awake for days, tired but steady. I know this is probably the last thing you expected, but I wanted to apologize for how things went down today. For everything. My brain stutters. Tom, apologizing? This isn't the guy who steps in and makes things right. This is the guy who stands on the sidelines, watching his daughter manipulate people and just lets it happen. I knew about the affair, he continues, his voice low, almost regretful. I knew about Sarah and Alex, and I knew what Claire was doing, but I was too damn scared to say anything. I've been a coward, John. I swallow hard, not sure how to respond. I'm angry, confused. But his words, they hit me in a way I didn't expect. He's admitting something that, honestly, no one else has had the guts to do. I didn't know how bad it had gotten, Tom says. But I can see it now. I can see how much you've been hurt, how much you've been dragged through the mud. I want you to know I'm sorry. I should have spoken up sooner. I don't know what to say. He sounds genuine, but then again, he's Sarah's father. How much of this is him trying to make up for years of doing nothing? Or is he really on my side now? I know this doesn't fix anything, but if things go south, I want you to know. My door's open, he adds. You can stay here, John. If you need a place, you've got one. I'm sorry for everything. I've been a bad father-in-law. The offer throws me off guard. A place to stay? From Tom, of all people? He's not a man I've ever turned to for help. But the gesture, it means something. I can't deny that. I don't say much. Just a quiet thank you slips out. I don't know what else to say, and I don't want to sound desperate. But as I hang up, I sit there for a moment, letting it all sink in. Maybe this is the start of something. Maybe, just maybe, Tom's apology is the ally I didn't even know I needed. Later that night, I'm sitting back in the office, going through everything again. The divorce papers are spread out in front of me, my mind racing through every detail. But this time, it's different. Tom's offer, it changes things. I've got an ally now. Even if he's late to the game, he's on my side. That's more than I had this morning. I take a breath, letting that small bit of hope settle into my chest. I'm not alone in this fight. Then, as I sift through more of the paperwork, I come across a bank statement. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but something feels off. There it is, a trust account tied to our finances. Something I hadn't paid attention to before. Tom must know about this. That's the kind of leverage I need. The kind of leverage that could change everything in the divorce. The kind that gives me a fighting chance. I lean back in my chair, my mind whirring. This changes things. With Tom's help and that trust fund, I might actually have a way out of this. I might actually win. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm taking control, and it feels damn good. The papers are signed. I sit across from my lawyer, looking over the divorce paperwork one last time. The weight of it is almost suffocating, but at the same time, it feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. The lawyer's voice is a low hum in the background, going over the details, custody, assets, the settlement, but all I hear is the sound of the words final and done echoing in my head. I've got leverage now. The trust fund, Tom's support. That's more than Sarah or Claire ever saw coming. But I still can't shake the feeling that this is a war, and the war's just begun. The day after Christmas, I wake up early, my mind already racing. I take a deep breath, grab my things, and start packing up what's left of my life in that house. The place that used to feel like home, but now feels like a prison. It doesn't take long. Clothes, a few books, old photos I don't even want to look at anymore. I toss the last box into the back of the truck, the door slamming shut with a finality I can almost feel in my bones. It's done. I'm done. When I pull out of the driveway for the last time, I feel something. Something like relief, mixed with regret. The kind of regret you feel when you realize you didn't fight harder for something that was already lost. But it's not a crushing feeling. It's just the price of freedom. I drive through the familiar streets one last time, not looking back, just focusing on what's ahead. I pull into the parking lot of my new place, a tiny apartment, but it's mine. No more Sarah's shadow, no more Claire's manipulations. Just me, starting fresh. It's small, but I can already tell it's going to be my space. I take a deep breath, feeling the weight of all the old baggage drop away as I walk inside. I set my box down, look around. This is it, my first step toward rebuilding. I sit on the couch and just let myself breathe for a moment. The silence in here is different from the silence at home. It's peaceful. It's mine. I can't help but feel a tiny spark of hope. I'm free. My phone buzzes, pulling me from the moment. I pick it up, expecting some junk email or maybe another bill, but it's a message from Tom. I hesitate before opening it, my stomach still twisted in knots from everything that's happened. Sarah's been calling. She wants to talk, wants to try and fix things. I stare at the screen for a moment, not sure how to process it. She's reaching out to Tom? After everything? After what she did? I drop the phone on the couch beside me and lean back, letting out a slow breath. This isn't the clean break I wanted, but maybe, just maybe, it's the final test. I'm done being manipulated. I've been silent for too long. Now it's time to stand my ground. And I know, no matter what Sarah tries or what comes next, I'm not going back. I've built my own way forward, and I'm not going to let her or anyone else take that from me. I'm free, and this time, I'm in control.